Hello, you. So this is actually the second take of this because I actually had this Galaxy, what the hell they call this thing? Galaxy Bud or Galaxy Nub or what the hell you want to call it in my ear. These things do not sit in your ear very well. And when I was trying to adjust it, I actually tapped it and it's very light. If you tap it very lightly, it will activate one way or another. So it's a little irritating. It's because it actually discontinued the recording of the previous. So let's just go back to some notable things in history and then we'll talk about what I actually accomplished today. So notable birth in history, this day in 1941, Neil Diamond was born. Neil Diamond is actually a songwriter and musician in his own right. But look up Neil Diamond. He's written a number of really well-known songs, also performed a number of really well-known songs. I'm not as big of a Neil Diamond fan as a lot of people, but he's a good artist. He's a good performer, and he's good for what he does. The three really notable kind of passings in history were on this day in 1965. Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, he passed away at the age of 90. So he had just turned 90 and then passed away just a couple of months after his 90th birthday. And then in 1989, convicted serial killer and clearly psychopath, murder a-hole, Ted Bundy was executed on this day in 1989. Not much of a loss, probably should have been executed sooner because he was evil and, to borrow a line from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, hope he died of gonorrhea and rots in hell. If you know what movie that's from, then you win the bonus points, which really doesn't get you much more than just the knowledge that you know something. That's really funny. But he died on this day in 1989, Ted Bundy did. And then on this day in 1993, a more significant passing as far as like a human being who made a huge impact on more people just because of his work. Ted Bundy definitely impacted families and people, and he, was horrible impact. Some people would say that about Thurgood Marshall as well, but Thurgood Marshall was one of the appointed, and as a matter of fact, a very notably appointed member of the Supreme Court. He was appointed by Lyndon Johnson in 1967, and he died on this day in 1993. Now, he wasn't actively on the Supreme Court at the time. He actually served from 67 till 91, and then he chose to retire. He stepped aside. And computer, who replaced Thurgood Marshall on the Supreme Court?
From MovieCultists.com, Bush nominated Clarence Thomas for the Supreme Court of the United States to replace Thurgood Marshall.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's very interesting. I actually did not know that. So he replaced Thurgood Marshall, who was definitely not a conservative, with a conservative Clarence Thomas, who I like significantly more. I think Clarence Thomas is a very traditional conservative, and he's been accused of some things, but it was very silly, in my opinion, that with his accusations, there was really very little evidence behind it. It was just a lot of hype and, legacy media garbage drawing. The media is just dangerous in general. Let's just move away from that for now. But Thurgood Marshall, unfortunately, he passed away on this day in 1993. Thurgood Marshall is very notable in history because he was the first Black American appointed to the Supreme Court. And so his appointment by Lyndon Johnson in 1967 was surely controversial to people at the time. But, without knowing anything more about Thurgood Marshall, all I can tell you is it was very notable that he was elected on that, in 1967 by Lyndon Johnson. And I can only hope that he was appointed because of his qualifications and not as a way of trying to convince people, oh, look, I put a black person on. Because to me, that's the ultimate symbol of racism. Put someone on because they're qualified, because then they deserve it. You don't appoint people because they don't deserve it to anything. So Thurgood Marshall, rest in peace. He died on this day in 1993, and definitely very notable person in history. So, what have I accomplished today? So, not as much as I would have liked. We are, as effective tomorrow, which is the 25th, because this is the 24th. So, starting tomorrow, we will have 37 days, full days, before the 3rd when it comes, and moving day, and time to go. So, a little more than a month away, about a month and a week. So if we count a month as 30 days on average, then we have a month and a week. So that is actually 5 weeks, just over 5 weeks. So we're literally getting right down to it. It's coming. It's coming. Gotta move. So got the snapping thing going today. That was like a crappy snap. There you go. That's better. Good hand. I'm weird. Okay, so I got a little bit packed today, but not as much as I would have liked to have done. I've got to get some laundry in. I've got to vacuum this floor over here where the doggies sleep, and try and get over to this little shelf over here. But I'm really tired. I had a lot of trouble sleeping last night. I'm still a little tired. You know, can't deny I had that momentary thought of, stop it. Put it down here. Mr. Bad Hand. No, I'm just retarded. I'm retarded. Anyway, not retarded, I'm retarded. But I'm just having fun. So I got to get over here and get on this shelf. There's a shelf over there with a bunch of garbage on it. See it? Right there. Look at my couch, which I bought to sleep on, but it's got a bunch of hoo-ha and diddly shit all over the place. So I got to get that done today. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to get that stuff packed. There's also boxes right there. Do you see all the boxes? A bunch of stuff there. Needs to get packed, and a green screen needs to be taken down, because I haven't even used the darn thing. So you probably got drunk from me moving the camera, but that's okay. Who needs a little intoxication today? I do. I have a thing of intoxication. Sorry, I suffer. So, anyways, gonna get that done tomorrow. Gotta get some laundry in. Definitely gotta get moving more. Got things done from Reef stuff, but I've only got a little bit of that back room done, and we're getting closer. Can you see it? It's getting closer. Not as much accomplished today. Guess what? I didn't drink any water today, so what are we up to? 120 days. I would have to drink 192 ounces. I'm thinking about also changing things up a little bit to add something to this by the beginning of next month. I feel like at the beginning of each month, this is just be sitting in front of the camera for 24 days in a row, talking to you mostly from here, a couple of other instances, other places, but I need to shake it up and add a few extra, every month I need to be adding something to it, potentially every week, or preferably every week, but definitely every month I need to be adding another tone to this, picking up the pace, improving whatever it is I need to improve, because it can't just be me sitting here and talking to the camera for 365 days and not adding a little bit more flavor to it, just for myself, to say I've added extra things to it. So I'm going to work on that, working a goal, and I will share it with you once I have it in mind of what I'm going to get done. But I do need to get some more goals set. I need to start setting some patterns. I feel like I can. I've been resisting it. I need to put 16 bottles of water, or 10 bottles of water, like right in front of me, and just do a video of just me drinking 10 bottles of water straight, because I really need to get that goal accomplished. Even if it's just 160, even if I don't get, 365 days, I get 360 or 341 days done. I would rather get 341 days done of a full gallon of water than be trying to fight it and not get as much done. So I really need to get to that water goal. It's so important, so important. So I gotta just do a video and just drink 10 bottles of water right in front of you, which is 169 ounces. I may even do that tomorrow, because I gotta get it done. I gotta get it done. All right, take care of yourself. That is it for today. Have a very blessed rest of the evening. A little early this time for this video, but I got it done and I'm really glad. And going to move on to some other things, get some more things accomplished, and then we'll touch base tomorrow. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay safe. Stay happy. Find do good things. Help others if you can. Serve yourself. Serve God. Serve a mission in life to help people. Make your life count. These days will never come again for any of us, and we should not squander the time that we have here. Be safe. Be happy. God bless. See you tomorrow.